Legends remain legends, but they can certainly have bad days, and something similar has happened to the tennis superstar Rafael Nadal. In the limelight for years due to his exceptional game, it seems that the player is not at the top of his game anymore. After his defeat at the US Open this year, he's announced that he'll be taking a break for his personal life. Wondering what this is about? Let's find out. To start with, the tennis star has been having some issues. There's been a very clear decline in his game ever since his abdominal injury, but Nadal's announcement that he must address his personal life before he decides to play again is quite a serious one, and it does make us think that there's more than meets the eye. His wife had been hospitalized recently due to pregnancy concerns, and the couple is expecting their first child together. We're sure that this must have taken a toll, and having a job that requires an insane amount of practice and commitment, this must have been hard on our player. At a press conference during the US Open, the world number one explained that his wife is well, but he needs to fix things in his life before he can return to the game. As of now, no one is sure if or when he'll be returning to the game, but he did say that he needs to be ready mentally. World champions pay a huge price for the love and adoration they receive. Of course, none of this could have been easy for him, and he could have made excuses, but we love how he tackled the problem head on, and we're really hoping that he finds all the answers he's looking for. The player has mentioned that the most important thing in his life right now is his first child, who'll be arriving in the world by the end of this year, putting his personal life before his professional life. Now, there's a lesson we all need to learn. Up next, what really went down in the game? We all know that the US Open is a pretty big deal, and in his recent game against Frances Tiafoe, Nadal's four-set loss 6-4, 4-6, 6-4, 6-3 ended his chances of extending his Grand Slam record. His 22-match winning streak came to an end, and that must have felt awful. There's no easy way to say this, but the truth is that Tiafoe played better. He was in top form and kept his cool while playing against the tennis star. We're sure this was no easy feat because Nadal has always proved to be a worthy competitor and is a proven legend. We also have the experts talking about how his serve wasn't up to the mark as it usually is. He's been experiencing health issues for a while now, starting from the abdominal injury he experienced after making it to the Wimbledon semifinals, which he later withdrew from. Frances, on the other hand, is the youngest American player to have made it this far at the US Open since Roddick. At 24, he can easily become the next superstar of the game. Talking to the media about the game, he said, "I don't even know what to say right now. I'm beyond happy. I can't believe it. He's one of the greatest of all time. I played unbelievable tennis today, but I don't even know what happened." To beat someone as popular and as passionate as Nadal is a feat in itself, and the Arthur Ashe Stadium rang with support from his fans as the player reached the fourth set. One thing this guy will always have are fans. He's the face of tennis for most of us. Let's look at what the tennis star had to say about his rival. Dismissing the issue that he had been facing, he had the grace to say, "At the end, the only thing that happened is we went to the fourth round of the US Open, and I faced a player that was better than me." This is what a true champion sounds like. No doubts cast to the skill and commitment of the other player. He took the onus on himself. While talking to the press, he also mentioned that one needs confidence, the surety that they have what it takes to win, and he didn't feel it in the game. While he has maintained that Tiafoe was better, we've also heard the fans say that the tennis champion did give up, which left him feeling very odd. Let's hope for the best and wait for our star to beat the odds and be back at it. Finally, what does the future hold for Nadal? Like we said, we aren't sure, and nothing's been set in stone. To write him off at this point, when the champion could have been having a bad run, would be premature. He could make a comeback once he's taken care of things on the personal front. It's important to note that the player has not been at his best during the matches he played this season. His movement has been slow, and he hasn't cashed in on the opportunities that he got during the game. All of these things point at mental and physical exhaustion. And guys, let's just cut him some slack. He's been here, entertaining us for all these years. The least we can do is be supportive. We don't know a lot of players who wouldn't bank on the support they could receive for having personal issues, but that's clearly not his style. He gave Tiafoe his due credit and accepted his own shortcomings. Nadal has been at the top of his game for years now, and like all the other players, it's true that his era will come to an end. While the thought makes us pretty sad, we're glad he's had such an epic run, and even if he decides not to come back to the game, he'll forever be remembered for his excellence. The 22 Grand Slam winner might be able to bounce back from his loss, and if we're being honest, we hope he comes back stronger because, in our hearts, he'll always be the world's number one. Let's talk about the latest news and updates. First up, a new Grand Slam champion is on the cards. With Nadal, Cilic, and Medvedev all crashing out on the fourth stage, the world is about to see a new Grand Slam champion. All 8 players remaining in the game have never won a title before, and this is what makes it super interesting. Not to mention insanely competitive competitive. The way we see it, new players will be replacing the older legends, and we'll be seeing a new wave in the sports world. Kyrgios, Khachanov, Berrettini, Ruud, Sinner, Alcaraz, Rublev, and Tiafoe, all of them have their eye on the prize, and we can tell you for sure that the matches are about to get lethal. Nadal lost to Tiafoe while Medvedev went out to Kyrgios, a Wimbledon finalist. Cilic, who had won his only slam in 2014, was taken out by Alcaraz. We do feel that these are pretty exceptional players, and they've worked really hard to get here. If neither of them makes it, Rafael Nadal will still hold this title. We can't wait to find out who will be going home with the trophy. Coming up, the next generation of tennis stars. Serena's exit has really put a damper on the world of tennis. We're sure that this was an incredibly difficult decision for her, and the match that brought an end to her legendary career was at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. We gotta say, nothing has ever hit us this hard, but something exciting also caught our eye. An 18-year-old Coco Gauff brought her best game to the court and gave her competitor quite the tough time. Her energetic performance had the crowd cheering for her, and she won the battle fair and square. But she isn't the only one that has wowed the audiences. Frances Tiafoe pulled the biggest upset of the tournament, and we can safely say that everyone's waiting to find out what he does next. The 21-year-old Jannik Sinner has also become a hot topic, as she became the youngest person since Djokovic to reach the quarterfinals at all 4 majors. It seems like new talent is cropping up and they're demanding attention, from what we can tell. Lastly, court takes an aim at Serena. Well, this really wasn't the time, but then again, some people never get it. Margaret Court, one of the greatest tennis champions ever, holds 24 Grand Slam titles, a record that is yet to be broken. Speaking to the media, the 80-year-old Australian player says that despite having an exceptional career, she's been iced out by the tennis community, and while she has held great admiration for Serena, she doesn't think it's been returned. She went on to say that she feels that this was an easier era for women to be on the tennis court. While we do agree that she has achieved a lot, we did feel that this was an unnecessary dig at Serena and pretty undeserved. That's a wrap for this video. How do you feel about Nadal's decision after the US Open defeat to address his personal life before he starts playing again? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon for the latest information and news like this. See you in the next one.